G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel for something completely different. As you know, on my channel I do mostly motorbike things, but if you look at the banner at the beginning, it does say I do gaming and music. Look, I haven't done much gaming or music. I haven't done gaming in a little while, but there's enough of my guitars in the background of some things that people have asked about them, so I thought I'd go over all of my guitars. I have 7 currently. I used to have an 8th one, but I gave that one back to my cousin who asked me to fix it. She said I could keep it, but don't need it. So I thought we'd go into this one and get over all of my toys. We'll start with this one. This one here is my very first guitar ever. Unfortunately, I don't have a battery for it right now, so she's unplugged at the moment. This is a Yamaha SLG 500N, so it's a silent guitar. The strings are a little rusty because I haven't played it in a long time, but basically, nylon string, open, no body, you can see me right through it. You plug the little battery in here, and you have your whole bunch of controls there. And this little top part actually comes off. You just hit this little bit here at the back, you unscrew this thing, you unscrew this one, and off she comes. So, great little versatile one. I actually bought this one originally because I stay up quite late, and obviously my family does not, so I needed the guitar I could practice when I started playing guitar. Obviously, I don't play it too much anymore, but when I started playing, my girlfriend taught me how to play a few things, so I used to play Hurt by Johnny Cash. Now obviously he plays on a steel string, but when you're learning, the nylon strings are good, so you can do all kinds of things on this one. So you can do your, what's his name, Clapton. So yes, that was my first one. It was a nice guitar. The neck is basically unfinished, it's just like oil on it, so I actually really like this one. Although it doesn't get the love it deserves anymore, it's still one of my favorites. And of course I was gonna sell it, but you just can't get rid of it because it's your first one. It's a Tobacco Burst. It's fantastic, it's gorgeous, and it just has to live forever in my collection. All right, so that was my very first guitar. Let's go off to my second guitar ever, which is this one right here. All right, this here is a kit guitar that I put together. It's from Artist Guitars, but currently it's not in normal tuning because I have been learning a solo by Avenged Sevenfold. Now, it's gonna sound terrible because I'm playing it, but it's gonna be lit. Oh yeah. So this is the... Why is that so loud now? But yeah, so I was trying to learn the Hail to the King solo, but I'm not very good, so it's gonna take me a while. Yeah, so I was trying to learn those ones, but that's what this guitar is typically for. So, another one that I like to learn is... Anyway, so that's my Les Paul style one. Obviously I learned to play a lot of my electrics on this one. The color took a lot of work because essentially, when it started out, I wanted to do a blue burst. That didn't work, and it just, because you're meant to sand this thing to like 240 grit, I sanded it to about 4,000, so when I put the stain on, it rubbed right off. And then it stayed, I actually spilled a bit of stain on the back, that's why it ended up dark. Now, I actually wanted to keep it original with the mahogany wood, but after I got a bit of black on it, the first time it rubbed right off, second time it didn't, but I kind of liked that dirty look, so I sort of just rubbed it in there. So that's why the sides are not as dirty, the back's more filthy. It kind of looks worn and aged, and I really liked how that did. And it took me a whole like 2-3 years to redo the front. That's why it looks worn in. And I'm really happy, like especially around the switches, it looks really rough and scratched. So it's not just a coping mech, I actually like it way better than my original vision for this thing. So the back of the neck, I just put tung oil on it. And honestly, although I didn't play it very much until recently, it's still another one, because this basically symbolized the beginning of my electric guitar. So that's that one. Let's go over this one. Here is my Yamaha acoustic guitar. I had to do a bit of work because the action was really high above the 12th fret, so I actually took out the saddle and sanded it down, because my theory was I'm either going to pay someone to fix it or I'm going to nail it, and fortunately I nailed it. This guitar cost me, what, 400 bucks? But the day cost me well over a few grand, because what happened was I was taking a mate somewhere, I accidentally ran a red light because I hesitated. That was fun, so I got booked with the speed camera, or the red light camera. And the same day when I was coming back, I got into a head-on collision at the same intersection. So that was fun. So that day, my $400 guitar cost me over $2,000. But this one here, definitely, although be it cheap, it still sounds rather good. So this is definitely one of my more played things when I'm in the other room. So let's give you a little. So yeah, a lovely little sounding guitar. There's a bit of Ed Sheeran for you all. That's my acoustic guitar. But I love it. So that's that one. It's also electric, you can plug it in. Not that it ever really gets plugged in, but you can. So there's that one. Now we're going to dive into the more fun stuff. Over here was my first electric guitar that I bought, not built, okay? It's another artist guitar one. Now this one, surprisingly, let's not put any boost on it, it's a Humbucker Telecaster clone. It's got a split pickup, so for both of them. But I did change the nut on this one because the original one, the B string was cut way too low, so it would buzz when I did that. But now that it's been changed, this has become one of my more played guitars just because it's on the wall and it's accessible there. I don't really know any country songs, but but I find this guitar very what's the word I'm looking for? Dark. It's a very muddy sounding guitar, but it's a nice sounding little Tele clone. It's also very heavy. This thing you could do some damage with. But that's my Tele clone. She gets the most love probably out of my whole collection. Let's show you my favorite guitar that I originally bought. This is my American Pro 2, single Strat. This is just before the American Pro 2 got launched. Basically, the story behind this one was I'm a big John Mayer fan and Stevie Ray Vaughan fan, so Strats were the move. I was going to buy an American Performer Strat, but the one I wanted to buy was actually broken at the factory, so the bridge pickup didn't work. Now, if you know much about guitars, you know that the American Performer Strat bridges are very hot and harsh, whereas this one was a bit nicer. Now, these are more expensive, but somehow I got a deal. I got $1,000 off when I bought this one, so I got very lucky, but that's... It's a very nice sounding guitar. So my favorite thing to do on these ones is play my Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff like... So I love doing my Lenny and all these things. Now, obviously being a John Mayer fan, this would be my John Mayer machine. So that's how you get your... But of course, let's not do too much, but let's up the wattage. So it's got a really, really nice clean tone. And of course, obviously what a lot of people do is they numb that down a little bit so you can do that. God, I love this thing. But of course, I floated the bridge. Originally I used to have it decked, but now that it's floated, I find it actually sounds way, way better. So you can do a whole lot of... But of course, if you know what a floating bridge is, that allows you to basically do this. So if you don't, a lot of people just have it down so you go, but I want it to be able to go in both directions. You know, it's just superior. So now it stays floating. God, it's a nice guitar, but let's stop that one. So that's my American Pro Strat. Fantastic neck. It's a satin finish neck. I find it divine. My favorite, oh, pardon me, it's my favorite feeling neck. Up second last is one of my favourite guitars that my girlfriend bought me. It's a Stevie Ray Vaughan Signature Strat. So let's put this 0.5 watts and a bit of that and a little bit of this. So it's tuned in E flat always because it has to be. God, it's such a guitar. So if you've seen my videos, you know I like to play Mary Had a Little Lamb, which is my party trick usually, so that's that. God, I love this guitar. It also smells really nice, which is a weird thing to say, but it does. But of course, you can't play a Stevie Ray Vaughan Strat without doing the old... I'm a little rusty there, but you know, how could you not? It's such a good guitar at the Texas Specials. So the bridge sounds good on it. Doesn't sound too strong. Even the position there. Although I find it sacrilegious to play it in positions 2 and 4 on a Stevie Ray Strat. Middle position, John Mayer's favourite. In this case, because it's in flat. And of course, the neck position, which is just godly. And of course, I'm going to harp on about this one because it's my favourite one. What's one more I can do? I'll tell you what, one song I need to learn how to play is Life Without You. I don't remember how to play that one, but I do know I like that one. Ugh. I'm going to stop myself before I get carried away. But that's my Stevie Ray special guitar. Now, I actually did a fun one with this one. I decked this thing with 5 springs, just how Stevie would have. The thing I don't like too much is the neck is incredibly shiny, very sticky. I would sand it down, but also I don't want to ruin it by sanding it down, so I'm just going to leave it how it is. And now this would be considered the piece de resistance by a lot of people, although I don't actually like it as much as some people do, which is my PRS Silver Sky, the Lunar Ice one. Now, it's oxidized quite a bit for something that sits in its case. I don't know if you're about to see that in the video, but it's really like rusted in there. So, unfortunately, I don't know why it does that, but I don't know, man. I don't know. So, let's see. This is how this one sounds. I'll play this one in this position. Let's turn the booster off. I'm playing this for a Boss Katana 100 Mark II, by the way, but there we go. Give it some John Mayer flair. What a song. Now, if you know, like more of his recent stuff. What's the other one he does? Ugh. Yeah, been a bit rusty on that one. And of course, his return. What a song. And also, the bridges in this one is not that bad. A lot more. They're all the same pickup. They're wound the same way. So, all of them exactly the same. They're just different positions. Of course, playing it with different tone on it. But yeah, this one didn't quite catch me. It was my favourite guitar for ages until I bought a Strat, and then I learned that no one does a Strat kind of like Fender because it's almost like it's their bread and butter. But this, although it plays like a Strat, it doesn't really feel like a Strat, if that makes sense. Of course it feels like one, but it doesn't feel like one. It's just clinical, if that's how I can describe it. It's very clinical, this guitar, but that's, you know, had to have one. I would have loved the Nebula, because the Lunar Ice looked way better in pictures than it does in person, I'll be honest. It's very green and silver in person, but in the pictures it looked very pink and purple and blue, and I would have preferred it that way. But it does still get that purpley glow. You can see it in there. I don't know how it's going to come through the camera because the light behind me is purple, so you're going to see a lot of purple on it, but lovely flame maple neck. Of course, it's got the PRS vintage radius in this one, and a scarf joint. I think it's how pronounced. It's been a while. But yeah, that's this one. But that's all my lovely, lovely toys. So if you guys have any questions about them, I'll happily answer. Otherwise, thank you for joining me. This is my guitar collection. Otherwise, take it easy, keep it cheesy, and peace. Bye.